Did you know? Cornea take 20% of oxygen directly from the atmosphere. But when we wear contact lenses, how it becomes possible? The formula for oxygen permeability is dk by T. The water content of contact lens is 20 to 40% lesser water content, 41 to 60% medium water content, more than 60% higher water content. Elasticity is described as the ability of a lens material to align the ocular surface and not to be deformed under tension. Tonicity is the ability of a material to make the water move into and out of them by osmosis. Let's know all this in this video. Welcome to Smart Optometry. Please subscribe us and press the bell icon for our all tutorials. In this video, we will discuss about properties of contact lens, and we will cover 1. Oxygen permeability, 2. Ionicity, 3. Water content, 4. Elasticity, 5. Tonicity, 6. Rigidity, 7. Wettability, 8. Biocompactability, 9. Optical properties. Now let's start with oxygen permeability. Oxygen permeability is the ability of contact lens to transfer oxygen to reach the cornea by diffusion. This property is an inherent material property like specific gravity or refractive index. Our cornea needs sufficient amount of oxygen to maintain the metabolism. Oxygen transmissibility is measured by the formula dk by T. Here D is equal to diffusion coefficient of the material, means how fast oxygen can move through the contact lens material. K is equal to solubility of gas in the material. T is equal to central thickness of contact lens. You might be thinking, how does measure the dk value? Let's know how dk value is measured. Samples are attached to a diffusion chamber. Pure oxygen, that is 99.9%, is then allowed to pass into the upper half of the chamber. At that time, an oxygen-free carrier gas flows through the lower half of the chamber. Molecules of oxygen diffusing through the sample into the lower chamber are conveyed to the sensor by the carrier gas. This helps to measure the oxygen transmission, denoted as dk. This table represents the types of oxygen permeability depending upon the dk value. If below 20, low oxygen permeable. If 20 to 40, mild oxygen permeable. If 40 to 60, high oxygen permeable. Above 60, hyperoxygen permeable. Low oxygen transmission to the cornea may cause microcyst, polymagnetism, corneal pH change, edema. Now let's discuss about ionicity. Ionicity means the net charge on the surface of contact lens material. Polar components have negative charges on the surface of the contact lenses is known as ionic material. Here this is an example of ionic contact lens material, and we can see the negative charges, but non-ionic material do not have the negative poles on the outer surface. Here this is an example of non-ionic contact lens material, and there is no negative charges. This is a comparison chart between ionic material and non-ionic material. In ionic materials have good weighting property and also gives way to more deposit on any charged particles, including positive charged lysozyme, which is sometimes more difficult to remove. Here in this figure you can see the deposits on contact lens. In non-ionic material, as it does not have polar ends on its surface, they do not bind with the charged particles, so there is less chance for deposits of charged particles and debris. Studies show that it denatures the tear proteins and it has less wettability due to laser attractiveness. Here in this figure we can see there is no deposits on contact lens. Now let's discuss about water content. Water content of a contact lens means percentage of contact lens that is constituted by water. Contact lenses have some pores that absorb the water, forming the water content of contact lens. This table represents the types of water content depending upon the percentage of water. If 20 to 40%, low water content. If 41 to 60%, medium water content. If more than 60%, high water content. This is a comparison chart between high water contact lens and low water contact lens. High water contact lenses lose more water than low water contact lens on eye. This may be due to higher temperature or possibly other environmental factors such as pH, tonicity. If the water content is increased by 20%, oxygen permeability becomes double. Low water content lenses have less susceptibility to outside influences, especially pH, and have more stable parameters and rigidity. Mostly, any lens care product and fabrication methods can be used. Having less water content, it has less decay value, but even thinnest lens can provide adequate oxygen. Now let's discuss about elasticity. Elasticity is described as the ability of a lens material to align the ocular surface and don't deform it under tension. The ability of the material to withstand the deforming forces sometimes denoted as strength or modulus. Ideal contact lens should have more elastic limit, should recover sharply within the limit, and it should be strong. How does the contact lens expand or strain is depend on the force or stress per unit area we apply. Stress and strain are directly proportional to each other. Formula is stress equal to Y multiplied by strain. Here Y is equal to Young modulus, which is constant. Now let's discuss about tonicity. Tonicity is the ability of a solution to make water move into or out of the material by osmosis. The tonicity of the surrounding medium, tears or lens care products can affect the content. Hypertonic solutions decrease the water content and hypotonic solutions increase its water content. Here this is an example of hypertonic materials and this is an example of hypotonic material. If your eye swells up, it's due to excessive accumulation of water. Your contact lens solution may be hypotonic that contains a lower concentration of sodium chloride. An ideal contact lens solution should be isotonic, contain 0.9% sodium chloride, which means same osmotic pressure of tear film. An equilibrium has to be maintained so that if the concentration of other salts increases, the concentration of sodium chloride would have to be decreased. Here is an example of isotonic material. Now let's discuss about rigidity. Rigidity is a property of contact lens of being rigid when external forces is applied. You might be thinking, does rigidity change the other properties? Yes, higher the rigidity will lower the water content of the contact lens. Rigidity will increase with increase in the thickness. Greater rigidity provides easier handling, but greater rigidity of most of these materials results in less conformity to the anterior eye topography, which may result in lower comfort levels. If the thickness of the lens increases, rigidity will also increase. Rigidity is directly proportional to the elastic modulus of contact lens material. Now let's discuss about wettability. Wettability is the adherence of liquid to the surface of the contact lens. Good wettability is necessary for long-term lens tolerance. It can be identified by a method called Chazelle drop method. You might be thinking, what is Chazelle drop method? In Chazelle drop method, a drop of pure water is placed on the testing surface. The angle between the tangent to the drop surface at the point of contact and the horizontal test surface is measured. If the angle is large, especially more than 90 degrees, that material is poorly wettable. Here in this figure, this is tangent to the drop surface at the point of contact, and this is horizontal test surface, and this is angle between these, which is more than 90 degrees. If the angle is measured as 45 degrees or less than 90 degrees, that means the material is somewhere wettable. Here in this figure, the angle is less than 90 degrees. If the angle measured as 0 is completely wettable contact lens. Here the angle is 0. Now let's discuss about biocompatibility. Biocompatibility is how a material reacts with its environment and its biological response for the tears and given lens care solution. Does an ideal contact lens has to react with the tears? No. An ideal contact lens should not react with the tears or given lens care solution and should not take part in enzymatic activity or catalyzed reaction. It should not absorb any microorganisms and other substances present in the environment. The friction between the contact lens and the eye should be low then only it can move smoothly. An ideal contact lens should not be harmful to itself and to the eye. Now let's discuss about optical properties. Material must be transparent with little light transmission loss. An ideal contact lens should have good refractive index. Transmission should be uniform across the visible spectrum. Well-dispersed contact lens for each wavelength of light. Light transmission through the lens should be uniform and should not be any change in the color perception due to selective wavelength absorption.